Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. And today we are kicking off with a new program where I'll be reviewing brand new movies as they drop. And for today, for our first feature, we're having The Covenant, which is a movie that is currently creating buzz around the internet. The Covenant is produced by Vincent Okonkwo and directed by Ajibola. It has 5 episodes, so it's something that you can just sit down and watch within 5 hours. This movie has so many thrilling parts, but I will try as much as possible to keep it simple and short. And for those of you who have not seen it, this is a spoiler alert. But if you don't care about spoilers, you can stay here with us. Let's get into it. So this movie revolves around two brothers, Celestine, also known as Stink, which was played by Zubi Michael, and Dagogo, which was played by Gideon Okeke. These two brothers were very close because they practically raised themselves being abandoned by their mother. Both of them entered the military and they were happy together, facing the world one day at a time. But their life took a dramatic turn when Stink went missing during an army face-off. He was adopted by a group of people that we got to discover were militants. So everybody believed that Stink is dead, except his brother, who never gave up in looking for him for 2 years. In the course of looking for him, he got himself entangled in the middle of conspiracies and chaos. Like he just wanted to find his brother, but everybody believed that he's there to spoil their plan, with the likes of Naomi and Scourge. So now let's talk about Scourge, played by Uzi Usman. Scourge is supposed to be a hardened criminal. He was a head of a militant group, but somehow I don't find him scary. But with his makeup and everything, he looks scary. But I just find him funny, especially the way he was walking. I don't know, maybe it is just a me thing of not seeing Usman as a hardened criminal, because I was used to him being the all gentle, a gentleman, which is a character that he plays in his movies. But in this movie, he tried his best to be scary. Sometimes when he's even screaming and barking at the other characters, I find it cringe because it seemed as if he was cringing instead of screaming. It was just something that doesn't resonate with me. Like I said, maybe I don't see Usman in that light. And now let's talk about Naomi, who appeared to be a kind, friendly bar owner. But behind the scenes, she was a leader of another dangerous group, or like call them members of the Brotherhood. She seems to have some kind of history with Dagogo because she was very lenient towards him, unlike her. Even when he was trying to spoil her plans, she never really did anything. She's always saying, leave him alone, leave him alone. Or, I don't know, maybe it's because of the history between her dad and Dagogo's mom. Speaking about Dagogo and Celestine's mother, she was also part of this brotherhood who was supposed to be a custodian of law and a protector of some spare, which we'll get into later. But she was not an active member. She was kind of a retired member. Even though she did not initiate her sons into this group, they seemed to enjoy some privileges from this group. And her membership in this group seems to be very strong. She wanted to keep her involvement with this brotherhood a secret, and that is why she never initiated her sons into this brotherhood. But still, they enjoyed some privileges from the brotherhood, courtesy of their mom. So let's talk about another key character, which is Belema. When Belema first appeared on the screen, she has this mysterious persona to her. And for a second there, I thought she was a policewoman. But as the story progresses, we find out she has a deep-rooted relationship with Stella and the Brotherhood, which she herself wasn't aware till the ending part of this movie. But initially, she came for the spare. So you've heard me mention the spare a couple of times. I might be wondering, what is the spare? So the spare is a mystical tool that has supernatural powers. And the Brotherhood believes that when it gets to the wrong hands, it can be used as a weapon. And it's also believed that the wielder can also gain the power of immortality. Because at one point, a man called Peter came to use it for his sick wife, but he was rejected by the Brotherhood, even when he persisted. They reminded him of the price which is to be paid before the power of the spell can be activated. And this price is sacrificing an innocent person. And in his own case, it is his daughter, Belema. Yes, you had me right, Belema. So Peter got angry and was like, how can he give them his only daughter? And with that, he denounced the Brotherhood and walked away and then moved on with his life. But that does not end well for him because the Brotherhood does not tolerate insults. But at the wrong one, they had him killed. And guess who killed him? Yes, Stella, in exchange for protection for her and her children. But this murder was the beginning of her pain because she was never able to move past it. And because of this, there was a gap between her and her children, which at the long run, she ended up abandoning them, which Dagogo never forgave her for until she was killed and was later raised by the strange woman, which was believed to be a mysterious being or a mystical being of some sort, who protects her and her children every time they are in danger. So like I said earlier, everybody in this movie was basically vying for the spare and the protection of the Red Woman. The movie was filled with betrayal, chaos, suspense, and twists, which some are good and some are not so good. But then, while watching this movie, I was a bit confused and I had so many questions. And in some places, I was just asking why. Like, why that scene? What happened? But then, to crown it all, they ended it with a horrible cliffhanger and left all of us hanging. Narration-wise, the movie was good. Some twists was very good. It was well done. For example, making Chief Carlo the villain of the movie. It was something that I never saw coming, and I know that even after watching the movie, you would not guess it till you see it. Because they presented Chief Carlo as this father figure and the chief priest of the Brotherhood, which was meant to uphold law and guide the spare. But all along, he was the main person that was looking for this spare. And I was even suspecting the Reverend, thinking that he would turn out to be the villain. Because number one, he was very comfortable with Scotch. And that's never happened. Everybody is afraid of Scotch. And number two, he has this sinister behavior to him. And given the fact that he's even Belema's uncle, I was suspecting him all along. But then that twist was very good because it's something that you will never get till you see it. So outside of the twist, which I love, the ending was whack. The ending doesn't just sit well with me because what do you mean that Celestine later died after everything he and his brother went through? It's not even like he died in the middle of everything, but in the hands of Chief Carlo, who was presented to us as a father figure and a protector of what is right. Like, make it make sense. And at the end of the day, they just left us hanging. It didn't just sit on me. It felt like I wasted the whole 5 hours just to be kept hanging and asking so many questions, which is not fair for us, the viewers. I mean, there were so many questions that were left unanswered even after the movie ended. Because who was Belema working for? And has the Reverend always been in cohorts with Scotch? Like that and so many other questions. This movie failed to answer any of them. And I've seen people online argue that, oh, you guys should stop complaining about the ending of the movie, like to have season 2. For where? If you're familiar with Nigerian Nollywood series, you hardly see season 2. For example, Far From Home, Blood Sister, and the rest. Till today, we've not seen season 2. But let's just keep the hope going that this one will not fail us and finally our questions will be answered. So now let's talk about the acting. The acting in this movie was solid. Everybody came with their A game, especially it to be Michael. The way he embodied his role actually surprised me because I've never quite resonated with his acting, but in this one, I can feel him, I can feel his emotions through the screen, which I liked. All the actors did well for the most part. The direction was also good, and the picture was perfect. But if you're someone that watches movie for the story depth, you have a lot of problem with this movie. But if you're someone that is comfortable with a story that just comes and flows, you would quite enjoy it. It was quite a good watch, to be honest. Although it has so many loopholes, but it's something that you would enjoy during your leisure. I was also quite confused about the title of this movie, The Covenant, because as far as I'm concerned, the movie name should have been The Spirit, because where is the covenant? Where does the covenant come in? I was quite confused because the central subject in this movie was the spear and it had nothing to do with covenant. So I think I will stop the talk here so that I won't spoil it further for you. I think The Covenant is a movie that you would love to watch and see things for yourself. So at the end of the day, if you like it, good. And if you hate it, oh well, I understand. So overall, I will rate this movie 4/5 because, like I said earlier, it's actually a good watch, irrespective of all the loopholes and whatnot. But whatever the case may be, drop your thoughts in the comment section. And please don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more honest reviews like this. See you next time.